Tom Brady, like every other old white man, is moving down to Florida to retire. You can't go to Disney World, though, because it's closed for coronavirus. Grossi Posse Packer Nation. Welcome to another episode of Packast, the podcast where you don't have to be a Packers fan, but it sure does help. I'm your host, Tom. We have the same first name as Tom Brady, Grossi. And yes, it is done. Tom Brady is going to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Maybe it was his love of pirate ships. Maybe he was going to attend this year's WrestleMania and was like, oh, this would be pretty cool. Or maybe he just wanted to stay on the East Coast. Or maybe he just wanted that sweet, sweet lack of taxes down in Florida. But either way, he's going down there. So it looks like instead of going over to LA and the Chargers, he's deciding to take a more up-and-coming team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. As I talked about in the previous video, the Chargers are closer to a potential run for a Super Bowl. The Buccaneers, I feel like this is going to take some time. Obviously, there's no news yet on how big this contract is. However, it is rumored that it's going to be $30 million. I am curious to see of how many years it's going to be. I would assume 1 to 2. But again, we mentioned this, that there are some weapons on offense. Obviously, Mike Evans, who's going to be his favorite target, Chris Godwin. And they have some up-and-comers on that defense. And it feels like, you know, ever since like Hard Knocks, we've been talking about this, that the Buccaneers is like that team. They're like, we just need to put the pieces together. So I think this means that Jameis Winston is hasta la bye-bye now. And it's interesting because Winston, for all of his flaws, and he had many, I mean, the guy got sacked 47 times last year. So you better run, Brady, and faster than you have been for the past 20 years, because that O-line is going to get you killed. Now, for the immediate future of the Buccaneers, I'm curious to see if they are just going to go balls to the wall and just signing guys, or whether it's the draft and accumulating as many draft picks as they possibly can to basically say, all right, we got like this 1 to 2 year window. Let's just stock up here, because they are a pretty young team. And so I think with Tom Brady, I obviously this would be more convenient for him and his family and what have you. But it's just interesting because there's rumors that are going around that the Patriots offered him more than $30 million. So I'm curious as if it was just like he wanted a change of scenery after 20 years. We'd mentioned this before. Maybe it's just like, hey, I want to prove that I'm not just a system QB. But at 42, 43 years old, I don't know how that is going to go. Now, that being said, in that division, I would say that this division is, the NFC South is wide open, and that obviously you have the main contenders who are the Saints, but you have an aging quarterback there with Drew Brees, who signed on for his last 2 years, and then you have the Falcons, who are, good God, they're just going to pull their heads out of their asses someday, maybe, and then the Panthers, who, brand new head coach, looks like they're starting from scratch with Teddy Bridgewater. So that division is definitely wide open, and then you look over at the Chargers. They have, you know, some contenders when it comes to, obviously, the reigning Super Bowl champions, like the Chiefs. But, you know, the Broncos, they got Drew Lock, and then, you know, the Raiders are the Raiders. I guess it just came down to convenience because, you know, when you're Tom Brady, you could just be like, yeah, no, I can throw away money. It's just going to be for this. Now, the good news is we're going to get Breeze versus Brady 2 times this year, so that will be fun. And we get round 3 with Aaron Rodgers versus Tom Brady. Obviously, 1-1 against each other. And so this is the rubber match, the thing we've all been waiting for. And I am a little bit disappointed that I'm not going to be able to ever see a Brady versus Rodgers Super Bowl. We've been robbed of it. God, 2014, 2016, it would have been nice. But yeah, Tampa Bay obviously getting who they want. I wouldn't be surprised if they still draft a QB, though, because, again, you know, how long is Brady going to potentially play for? But it should be interesting to see how the Buccaneers fare this year. Is this going to be an utter disaster in which, you know, Brady's going to be sitting by week 8? Or is he going to have a Michael Jordan renaissance and be like, hey, I'm going to play like I did in Space Jam, and I'm going to be amazing. So we shall see. But let me know what you think about the move down below. Do you think he made the right decision? AFC East, you got to be happy. He's not only not in your division anymore, he's not even in your conference. So let me know what you think down in the comments below. You can always find me at TomGrossiComedy.com. We're at Tom Grossi Comedy on all social media. See down below. Check out Packast on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play Music, Spotify, and of course YouTube. And a big shout out and thank you to all the Patreon members who are at patreon.com/TomGrossiComedy. But thank you so much for watching. I'm Tom Grossi. And as always, go Pack Go.